Audio Jungle.
How's everybody doing today? Yeah, we're doing I'll start off with last year. I played with Walker and we played against him here. Being a big guy, about 6'6", 300 pounds, and I was like, all right, he's going to help. Matter of fact, did, and he stole some bases, which is unbelievable because he had a running head start, he would still make it there. When he was there before. But from school, had a lot of core memories. We always slept on the couch. He was like my best friend. We always hit together, all four of us, and we always hung out together. I remember he was a Chiefs fan, I was an Eagles fan, and I FaceTimed him after the Super Bowl. He was kind of upset about that. He wouldn't talk to me a lot. Good after a week. But other than that, I mean, Big O, he's just a great guy. He did everything for us, and he was like our best friend. And it felt like we lost our best friend. And earlier in school ball, hit a home run over his banner. That was my core memory. Last thing he ever said to me was, "I love you and I'll see you soon." Maybe I'll see you soon a little bit later, but I'll see you. My name is they call me Gilly. Like I said, Oakley always used to sleep on our couch. And I tell you, he was a big dude, but he's Eddie Bear. He was the most genuine friend I've ever had. 100% tell everything. It was straight. He would tell you the truth about everything. Got you a little mad, but like Ty said, the first time we ever met him on this field actually, and stole like what 4 bases in one game. Yeah, it was insane. But Oakley is he's an amazing guy, and he said he told us when he was told us he'd see us soon, and we'll see him soon. Like he said, it took longer.
And, my name's Paxton, and I first met Oakley last year on this team. And same thing Ty said, I was like, man, this dude's big. He was massive. I knew that he could mash baseball. And first game I played with him, he did mash one at their field, and it went a country mile, at least. And he always kept really good energy on the field, and always kept a smile on his face, even if he was having a bad game. He was a big role model for people around him, whether he knew it or not. And he was a big one for me because he had such a great heart. It wasn't about baseball. It was about being a good man, and he sure was. And he was a few years younger than me, and he had it figured out better than I did. But I'll love him forever, and I'll be playing for him today and for the rest of my life. Same for these two, I know it. Thank you for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, honoring the United States of America, those who serve and protect us at home and around the globe, let us proudly stand as one people and one nation for the playing of our national anthem. now let's meet the starting lineups for this afternoon's baseball game. First, for the Queen City Corndogs, leading off in left field, number 2, Heather McIntyre. Batting second, the second baseman, number 22, Mike Rago. Batting third is the extra hitter, number 24, Harrison Buthelette. Batting fourth in center field, number 1, Jay Polite. Batting fifth at third base, number 15, Drew Wheeler. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 23, Keontae Booker. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 28, Griffin Pickard. Batting eighth, and catching, number 31, Owen Miller. Batting ninth at first base, number 26, Charlie Davis. And batting 10th. In right field, number 16, Matt Cermino. On the mound for the Corndogs, Frank Tucker. And now, let's welcome your Disco Turkey starters. Leading off in center field, number 1, Ty Gusby. Batting second, plays second base, number 5, Lucas Graham. Batting third, in left field, wearing number 16, Elijah Palmer. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 27, Jalen Chambers. Batting fifth, in right field, number 9, Oliver Bush. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 31, Paxton Tucker. Batting seventh and catching this afternoon, number 28, Landon Parker. Batting eighth, at shortstop, number 14, Andrew Hall. Batting ninth, the extra hitter, number 4, Jacob Gilney. And batting 10th, at third base, number 2, Peyton Horn. On the mound for your Disco Turkeys, Dawson Yoke. We'd like to welcome our special guest this afternoon from Novant Health Specialty Pharmacy, the Lutheran Church of the Epiphany of Winston-Salem, and the faculty, staff, and students at Carolina University.
Welcome back here to David F. Couch Ballpark for game number 3 of this homestand. This one's coming up against the Queen City Corndogs. Here in this 3-game homestand, the Turkeys currently sit with a 2-0 record, winning 11-1 against the Marion Hungry Mothers back 2 nights ago, and then the last night took home a 5-0 victory over the Uwharrie Wampus Cats. And tonight, we have a matchup against the Queen City Corndogs, who we've played one time so far this season. We lost 5-0. That was at the Mando Field Classic there in Monksville, North Carolina. That coming all the way back on Saturday, June 7th. Brian Oakley's uncle throwing out the first pitch. Brian Oakley was a player that played for the Disco Turkeys last season, unfortunately passing away just a few months ago. So we had a memorial for him right before the game started, which you can go back to and listen here on YouTube, where 3 of Brian Oakley's teammates came out and spoke some kind words about him. As for the Disco Turkeys tonight, it's going to be Palmer in left, Ty Vespi in center, Cush over in right. Horn, Hall, Graham, and Chambers will be going around the infield. Dawson Yokley on the mound with a Parker behind the plate as we get set for pitch number 1 here at 2:03. Swung on a missed here to the leadoff man, that being of McIntyre. Tonight playing left field for the Corndogs. Disco Turkeys in unbelief when they lost their first matchup against the Corndogs. Once again, that being in Moxville, as well here on YouTube. Trying to get a little bit of redemption here. We'll play the Corndogs again at Queen's University on July 14th. That one gets away from Yoakley, 2-1. As we look around the lineup here for the Corndogs, it's going to go McIntyre, Ragu, Boutelet, Palai, Wheeler, Booker, Pickhart, Miller, Davis, and Samarinero. Collision there between short and third, and Hall is down here on the first play of the afternoon. Appears to be holding his right hip as that ball is hit in between Horn and Hall. They're in the 5-6 hole. Not a good sign here to start the first. Oddly familiar to Hudson Morgan's injury back in game number 1 of this not of the homestand, but of the season. Hall is still down, slowly making his way up to his feet. Let's see if he'll continue to stay out. From what it looks like up here, it looks like he's going to stay in the game, but again, not too sure here. An injury here in the first, never a good sign. And it looks like Hall's going to stay in this one. Here comes Rago up to the dish. Have a runner on first, nobody out after the error. Would have been a tough play anyway. Took a weird hop there at the last second. Unfortunately, Horn and Hall both ran into each other. They're in the shortstop hole. Yoakley working from the stretch already. Runner takes off for second. Pitch called a strike. Inside throw is just a tad late from Parker. Stolen base from McIntyre. Already a runner in scoring position without getting a base hit or walk. The 0-1. Chop fouled, 0-2. Last night, the Turkeys pitched up 13 strikeouts over the course of the 9-inning matchup against the Wampus Cats. They ended up only walking 1. That came all the way in the 9th inning. The 0-2 here. Popped up first base side in foul ground. Chambers giving a chase and makes the grab. Out number 1.
Next up, number 24, the extra hitter, Harrison Boutelet.
Here comes Boutelet, the extra hitter up for the Corndogs. Trying to strand a runner over on second. That's McIntyre. After a leadoff error, if you will. First pitch here is popped up down the third base side, gets out of play and way out of play as it goes up past the concourse. 0-1. Next home game here for the Turkeys will be on July 4th. We'll have post-game fireworks, and that one will be against the Marion Hungry Mothers. One of the new rivalries here between the Disco Turkeys. All backing up, getting out of the pocket of McIntyre. That's lined into shallow center field. Going to drop in. Going to be a plate. The plate as Parker lines up the throw. Tag is not in time as he drops it at the plate. Brings home a run as McIntyre will come in on the RBI single from Boutelet. Here comes James Pelaya, the center fielder. So far, 1 base hit for 1 run scored for the Corndogs. Puts a runner on first. That's Boudelet. Let's see if we'll see back-to-back stolen bases. Won't happen here in the first pitch, as that catches the outside corner. 0-1 to Palai. Wheeler, Bucker, and Pickard waits on deck. Not many times you see the Disco Turkeys go down early, especially at home. It's happened here as they're losing 1-0 in the first inning. Firing it in upstairs. Evens the count 1-1. Decent sized crowd here at the couch tonight. This afternoon, that is. One of the few early games we have this season. Runner stays put as this 1-1 misses upstairs again. Now 2 balls and a strike. Fastball catches the outside corner. That was about a half a ball off, but the home plate umpire rang him up anyway. Good work from Parker to frame it in. Swinging a miss downstairs that got away from Parker. Got the batter out because the runner on first had the base occupied. Regardless, Boudelet would take second on the drop third strike. Out number 2 of the inning comes on the strikeout. This will bring up Wheeler, already down to the 5th batter of the inning. And a runner's back in scoring position. First offering here from Yoakley, foul down the first base line, gets out of play. Long strike, but a strike nonetheless. 0-1. Bouncing lead at second. Graham holding him on slightly as the 0-1. All speed catches the inner half of the plate. Down to the last strike here in the top of the first. Trying to find a way to get out of this first inning. In the home half, it will be Vespi, Graham, and Palmer. The 0-2 fouled off. We'll do it again. Count remains 0-2. So far, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error for the Corndogs. Once again, working from the stretch is Yoakley. Fires in the 0-2. Off-speed pitch, got him. Hit air, and that's how the top of the first will come to a close. Back-to-back strikeouts won the first. Ty Vespi, Lucas Graham, and Elijah Palmer set to get things started going. Bottom of the first. coming back here, home half of the first. Disco Turkeys looking to get that 1 run back. That was given up in the top half on the RBI single from Boudelet. Ty Vespi had 2 home runs back in his last game here at the Couch. Those were in back-to-back innings. Had a 2-run and a 3-run shot for 5 RBIs in that game. Trying to keep his hot streak alive here, up in the count 1-0. Swung and missed over the off-speed pitch. Count evens 1-1 from Tucker. Vespi attending Carolina University, same home as Brian Oakley, who once again unfortunately passed away a few months ago. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Vespi, center fielder for the Disco Turkeys. That one just misses inside. Count evens 2-2. Once again, the Turkeys are 0-1 against the Queen City Corndogs. They were not too pleased with that result, if you will. Back on June 7th. Swing and a miss. Pitch upstairs. Got him. Strikeout will lead things off here for the Corndogs. This will bring up the second baseman, Lucas Graham, attending Surrey Community College. Trying to get something started here with 1 out. First pitch here outside, ball 1 on the left-hander, that being of Lucas Graham. Grounded right back up the middle, able to get it Tucker. He'll underhand it, flip it to Davis. Out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here in a second, all by Tucker. 1 by a grounded and 1 by a strikeout. And this will bring up Palmer. Elijah Palmer. Trying to avoid starting things off with a 1-2-3 inning. Turkeys have done good so far this season, finding a way to at least get a base runner here or 2 outs. Trying to continue that trend here in the first inning against the Corndogs. First pitch catches the outside corner, 0-1. Just misses inside. Look good from here. And the Corndog faithful couldn't agree more. From the left side of the rubber, the right-hander deals. Downstairs, did not draw a swing. 2 balls and a strike. Still looking for the first base runner here for the Turkeys. So far, a grounded and a strikeout to boot. Grounded down on the third base side, that goes foul. This is count evens, 2-2. Down to the last strike here in the first, trying to continue the inning. Grounded down to third base side, will go foul again. Count remains 2-2. Not much wind here at the Couch tonight. As it says, 5-mile-per-hour wind gust. 2-2 inside. Hits the turf. We'll have a full count. It looked good from here. I thought it clipped him. Apparently it hit the turf. Here's the payoff pitch. Line center field. Polite not able to grab it. A 2-out base knock from Palmer will continue the trend with at least a base runner of 2 outs. And here comes Chambers. First pitch here catches the outside corner, 0-1. Runner stays put, chopped down the first base side. It's going to be picked up by Davis. He'll take it himself on the 0-1. One base runner reaches. That was a 2-out base knock from Palmer. And that's how the first inning will come to a close. Top two coming up. It's going to be Booker, Pickard, and Miller. 1-0 Corndogs lead. Coming back here, top of the second inning, Corndogs hold a 1-0 lead. They had an RBI single from Boodle Led back in the first. Has Eli Yoakley, apologies here, Dawson Yoakley, trying to find a quicker second. First pitch is fouled off to Booker. Had back-to-back strikeouts in the first, as the Turkeys had 13 strikeouts just a night ago, trying to keep that trend going here. So far with 2 in the first. Count evens 1-1 here, the Booker. As Oakley's 1-1s outside, that would get away from Parker. 2 balls and a strike. Booker at the back of the right-hander's batter's box. As the 2-1 comes in the line down the third base side, that's going to be chopped fouled. As the count evens 2-2. The 2-2 here from Yoakley. Line to left field. Has a chance at the foul line. That is going to go way foul. Off the building. Out down the line. A long strike there. Fortunately for the Turkeys, the score remains 1-0. Fouled straight back, will do it again. A long battle here from Booker as the count remains 2-2. Firing home the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out. Out number 1 of the inning. Taking a look at a replay here of the strikeout. Third strikeout of the night from Yoakley. And this will bring up Pickhart, the DH. 3 strikeouts in a row here from Yoakley. 2 to close out the first, and 1 here in the second. First pitch here, swing and a miss, 0-1. For the Corndogs, they have 1 run, 1 hit on 1 Disco Turkey error. As for the Turkeys, no runs on 1 hit, 1. No Corndog errors. One difference being that error, which started the first. Pitch misses outside, 1-1 the count. With the count even, Yoakley fires in the 1-1. Tried to hit the outside corner. Missed just a tad. Too far away for Parker to try and frame it back in. Down the count here, 2-1. $89 degrees here at the couch. It is sunny here as that's aligned into left field. Right at Palmer. Makes a diving grab for out number 2. A loud out nonetheless, but Palmer ranges out to his right just as far as he could go. Wow. This brings up the catcher, Miller. We're still trying to get through the first time through the lineup. 3 batters left as each squad's batting 10. Peterlet being the extra hitter for the Corndogs. Jacob Gilming being the extra hitter for the Turkeys. The 0-1 from Yoakley downstairs in the turf. Count evens 1-1. The offering here upstairs, falling behind again, 2-1. Ty Vesby, the center fielder, playing just a few steps behind the Wake Forest logo in dead away center field. And one of the sponsors there in right center field decided that it no longer wanted to be a sponsor, that being of Novant Health. Offspeed catches the inside corner, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That sponsorship was right over the NCAA championship in 1955. They're in right center behind a Vespi. Catches the outside corner. That will ring him up. 2 strikeout inning here for Yoakley. Puts 4 strikeouts on the afternoon. And that's how the second inning will come to a close. Bottom 2 coming up right after this. It's going to be Cush, Tucker, and Parker. Turkeys losing 1-0. Coming back here, home half of the second, Oliver Cush set to start things off here in inning number 2. It's going to be followed by Tucker, Parker, and Hall. Four batters came up in the first for the Turkeys. Unfortunately, 0 was able to hit the scoreboard. The Turkeys trail 1-0. First pitch misses inside to Tucker, from Tucker that is. Line to left field. Left fielder is just going to stand there and watch that go. Lead-off home run here in the second from Oliver Cush. What a shot there from Cush.
Next up, the designated hitter, number 31, Paxton Tucker.
Chop down third base, going to be a play for Wheeler. Fires it over to Davis. Gets the out. The ground out to third will bring up Parker, attending NJIT.
Batting number 2, the catcher, Brandon Parker.
90 degrees here at the couch. You know it's got to be a lot warmer down on the turf. As for us here in the booth, sitting right at a nice, comfortable, I believe it's 72 on us. Up and in, 2-0. It's going to be Parker, Hall, and Gilming, the extra hitter set to come up here in the next few batters. Chop down the third base side, that's going to go foul. Trying to work his way back in the counts, Tucker, as it's 2-1. The 2-1, once again down to third base line. A little bit closer, but still foul. As the count evens now 2-2. Had a little bit of chance of rain here during the start of the game. I'm going to try and get you a look at the radar here in the next few moments. Currently 2-2 the count against Barker. Firing against Tucker, swing and a miss. That will strike him out. Second out of the inning comes by a strikeout. And this will bring up the 8-hole of Andrew Hall. Andrew Hall playing shortstop tonight for the Turkeys, attending Lenore Ryan University. A little bit of lightning down in High Point. Luckily for us, far enough away not to put this game on hold. As the first pitch from Tucker misses a low and out, ball 1. Down and out again, 2-0. There has been a lightning alert issued here for Winston between 2:30 and 3:04. Swing and a miss there, 2-1. Trying to put the ball in play here is Hall. So for a strikeout, a batter ago to Landon Parker. That's his second strikeout of the night from Tucker. The 2-1 popped up shallow center field. Polite coming in on it to his left about 2 steps. That will end the second inning. tying it up 1 apiece. Going top of the third after the leadoff home run from Oliver Kush. As for the top of the third, it's going to be Davis, Ceramano, and McIntyre. Set to come up. 1-1 going top 3. Coming back here, top of the third inning, it's going to be Davis, the first baseman, followed by Ceramano, the right fielder, and then the top of the lineup. So far, only 1 hit on the night for the Corndogs. As for the Disco Turkeys, they have 2, one of them being a leadoff home run in the second inning from Oliver Kush. First pitch offering here just misses downstairs, started with some off speed. 1 ball, no strikes. Once again, both squads are batting 10, so we're down at the 9 hole for Davis. Fastball in the outer half, called a strike. Still waiting for Davis to lift the bat off the shoulder as the count evens 1-1. The Novant Health sponsor still not back up on the right field side of center field. That covered up the NCAA champions of 1955. They're in right center field. Dimensions here at the couch, 310 down the line, 400 in center, and I believe it's 325 down the right field line. That's fouled straight back as the count evens 2-2 to Davis. Yoakley looking to get his 5th strikeout of the night. Wind blowing directly towards left field, as you can see here from the American flag in dead away center. Downstairs, full count. Yoakley has 4 strikeouts, has yet to walk 1, as the Turkeys have gone 11 innings, only walking 1. Payoff pitch lined just over the head of Hall at short, into the left center field gap. Palmer giving a chase. A stand-up double from Davis will lead things off in the third. Hall nearly made a jumping grab at short, just went over his glove. And that leads to a double to start things off. Remember, once again, Hall went down with an injury to start the game. A collision between Hall and Horn may have impacted that play there. Regardless, we have a runner on second in scoring position. You're in the third inning. First pitch offering here to Ceramano, batting 10 of 10. First pitch from Yoakley goes up and in. Ball 1. Both squads are identical on the scoreboard, besides the 1 error from the Turkeys. One-0 here. Swing on and missed. Count evens 1-1. Apologies here, not getting too much of a background noise. Luckily from the stretch, he's had to all 3 innings. Apologies, this is the 2nd inning, as he had a 3 up, 3 down back in the 2nd. Downstairs 2-1. Had 2 strikeouts and a lineout in the 2nd from Yoakley. Runner on second is Davis. Serrano at the plate. Another swing and miss. Tried to throw a pitch upstairs. Got it there. Serrano, the 10-hole, chased it. As the count evens, 2-2. Will we see off speed downstairs? Popped up in foul ground, giving Chase Parker. It's going to come back in play, hitting the netting. Unfortunate break there for the Turkeys. Fortunately here for Serrano, he gets a new chance of life as the count remains 2-2. Looking for punch out number 5 of the inning. So far, 2 strikeouts in every inning here from Yoakley. As the 2-2's fired in upstairs, another full count. Last one resulted in a double in the left center field. The payoff pitch outside, ball 4. Second walk in 2 games here for the Disco Turkey pitching staff. And this will bring up the top of the lineup up for McIntyre. He's the one who reached on the air between the collision of Hall and Horn. Third base coach talking things over with McIntyre. Let's see what happens. Davis on second, Serrano on first. Still no outs here in the third. Will we see a bunt? Trying to find a way to move these runners over. Won't happen here as it's popped up right field. Kush coming underneath of it. Looks like we're going to have a tag. Davis will tag as a throw will just come into Graham at second. It looks like they were wanting to challenge it to see if he left early. I don't think he did. For the leadoff man of McIntyre popping out to Kush. And here comes Ragu. He's 0 for 1 so far. He popped out and foul ground to Chambers at first. First and third, will he go? Serrano on first, stays put. As that's downstairs 1-0. Looks like we're getting a sign here from the third base coach. Batter at home of Ragu never looked at him, so I can only assume this is either going to be a hit and run or a full out steal. Long hold here from Yoakley, gonna stay put, lined into right field. That's gonna drop in foul ground just barely. Had a hearty kick off the right field brick wall. So I believe that Serrano would have only gone first to third, but Davis would have definitely scored over at third. Trying to keep it a 1-1 game going to the home half of the third inning. On one from Ragu. Down and out. That's going to be blocked up by Parker. 2 balls and a strike. Billette waits on deck, followed by Pillai. As for Billette, he's 1 for 1, has the lone RBI so far. Outside 3-1. There is a free base to put him, but I would do anything in my power to get this guy out to try and limit what Billette can do. Runner stays put, 3-1's upstairs, ball 4. 1-out walk to Ragu will load the bases for Boudelet. Once again, he's 1 for 1. AJ Lewis, the pitching coach, coming out for the Turkeys. So we'll take a quick break here and continue work here in the top of the 3rd inning. 1-1, the bases are loaded, and 1 out for the Corndogs. Coming back here, continuing the top of the 3rd, that is, the base is loaded. Euclid will remain out on the mound after the mound visit from AJ Lewis. First pitch catches the outside corner to Boudelet. Once again, he's 1 for 1 as an RBI single in the 1st. Upstairs, 1-1. He is the one batter I would not want to see here, especially with bases loaded. Any ball in play has a chance to score at least 1. Down and in, 2-1. Although a ball in play has a chance to score 1, a walk will most definitely, here with bases loaded. There's nowhere to put him. The 2 men on deck both struck out in the 1st. And as I was mentioning, there is no place to put them. 3 balls and a strike now. Davis standing on 3rd, Saramino on 2nd, Ragu over at 1st. What will happen here? The 3-1 pop straight back here, nearly into the booth. Puts the count full. A full count walk earlier in the inning. Does not need one now. The payoff pitch. Line to left field. That's going to go foul. Another long shot down the left field line. Although quick timeout here for the home plate umpire to get about 5 more baseballs, as we're still awaiting the payoff pitch here to Boudelet. Once again, Davis at 3rd, Saramino on 2nd, Ragu over at 1st. Payoff pitch upstairs, gets away from Parker. Regardless here, 1 run will come in. That's Davis, who will reach on the walk. A 3-walk inning here from Yoakley. Had not seen that yet in either of his 2 innings prior, as he's had 4 strikeouts while only allowing 3 batters 4 batters, that is, to put a ball in play, and only one of them reaching safely. I could only assume, indeed so, the bullpen slowly starting to get warm here for the Turkeys. Catches the outside corner on Pillai. Strikeout in the first, we're out number 2. Oh, one swung and a miss. We're down to the last strike here against Pillai. No balls, 2 strikes. Firing it in. Downstairs, that's through the legs of Parker. All the way down to the backstop as a run will come in. That's Saramino. A 2-run inning puts the Corndogs ahead 3-1. Two runs on 2 hits for the Corndogs. And 1 Disco Turkey error. 1 run on 2 hits for the Disco Turkeys. That just caught the outside corner, just barely. Well, I didn't like it regardless. That's out number 2.
Third baseman, number 15, Greg Wheeler.
You got it on mine. Yeah. Line shot left field high. Pop up giving chases Palmer in foul ground. Just going to let that one go. Dropping in foul ground as the count evens 1-1 to Wheeler, who struck out back in the first. 3-1 is your score in favor of the Corndogs. They've played each other once this season so far, back on June 7th. Corndogs took home a 5-0 victory. That was game number 2 for the Turkeys at Rich Park. That's home of Carolina University as well, where a handful of these players have played at. And the starting lineup tonight, that includes Ty Vespi, alongside Jacob Gilming. You would think home advantage would definitely be a plus. Unfortunately, the Turkeys were not able to even put home a run in either game. Well, one of those was against this very same Queen City Corndogs, and they've struggled here tonight so far through 2 innings of work. Three balls and a strike here from Yoakley. Downstairs, gets away from Parker. He'll keep it in front of him, though. That will load the bases here again. Eighth batter of the inning. It's Booker. He struck out the start to second, as we have 2 outs here in the third. This is the most batters you can have while giving up 2 runs. Pitch outside, ball 1. Yep. Had a very quick 2-hour-long game yesterday. A bloops just foul. Wow. That would have scored 2. That being Ragu and Pirouette, who stands on third and second. Second and first, that is, respectfully. Third and second, indeed. As Wheeler stands on first. 1-1 the count here against Booker. Once again, yesterday was a very quick game. Took 2 hours to complete all 9. Today, just a little bit of a different story. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down to the last strike here in the inning. So far, 1 strikeout here in the third. That's the 5th on the afternoon from Yoakley. Appears to have a coach from the stands here for the Corndogs. 1-2 swung and a missed. That's going to do it here in the third inning. Although 2 runs did come across the score. Going to the home half. Turkeys lose, that is. Turkeys losing 3-1.
I have seen Boogie floating around. We've actually been hanging out up here in the upper deck. And these awesome kids. Ms. Lawrence, tell us about your organization that's here today and all these awesome kids you've been hanging out with.
Hi, yes, we are the children, youth, and families of the Lincoln Church of Episcopal right here in Winston-Salem off of Silas Creek Parkway. And we are out enjoying a summer Sunday, which is some events that we do throughout the summer for our kids and our youth and our families. And we're just having a great time out here today.
Well, we are so happy that you came out to hang out with us on this Sunday afternoon. I think I'm going to recruit some of these kids to play a game with us here in a little while. But thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to find Boogie, and we're going to get these kids ready to play a game here in just a little bit.
That's what I have at least.
They did give that guy an error.
Did they?
You get cold.
I'm fine for now. Coming back here, home half of the third, Jacob Gilming set to start things off, the extra hitter. First pitch called a strike outside. 0-1. Apologies there, as we got just a slight delay. The 0-1 here from Tucker runs inside, nearly clips him. He's saying he got hit. Home plate umpire said no. So we'll continue. One one upstairs again. That one nearly got his helmet. 2-1. Trying to look for a comeback inning here. Turkey is trailing by 2. So far, the most they've trailed so far tonight. They were down 1-0 and responded with a leadoff home run in the second from Oliver Kush. The 3-1 inside nearly got him again. A 5-pitch walk will start the third inning for Jacob Gilming. And this will bring up Peyton Horn. Peyton Horn, the 10th batter for the Disco Turkeys. Once again, the last batter up. Gilming was the extra hitter. Inside ball 1. One-0 upstairs. Keeps it up. 2 balls, no strikes. Holding on his runner at first is Davis. Gonna stay put. Pitch. Off speed catches the bottom half of the zone. 2-1. We will see the top of the lineup here with Ty Vespi, Lucas Graham, and Elijah Palmer. Inside, 3-1. Had a 5-pitch walk to start the inning. There's a chance for another one here to Peyton Horn. So far, that's the only walk in the game from Tucker. Right down the heart of the plate. Horn thought that was ball 4. It was not. And we'll have a full count here in the third. Runner stays put. That's downstairs. Ball 4. Puts runners first and second after back-to-back walks in the inning to the 9-10 hole. And this will bring up Ty Vespi as Miller will go out and talk things over with Tucker.
Now batting center fielder number 1, Ty Vespi.
Coming back in here, first pitch swung on and missed from the leadoff man of Vespi. He got fooled with the changeup. Was expecting something a little bit faster, if you will. Ends up swinging and hitting air. Off speeds fouled off once again. No balls and 2 strikes after back-to-back walks. I'd have almost waited until I got a strike to even lift the bat off my shoulder. On decks, Lucas Graham and Elijah Palmer. Holding on the runner's Ragu, a large gap in the right field. Grounded, third base side, past a diving wheel in the left. Gonna hold him up at third. As bases will be loaded, nobody out here in the third inning. Trying to respond to the threat in the top half of the inning, where the Corndogs brought home 2. Turkey still trail by 2, but it's a whole lot of a different game now. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Batting second baseman number 5, Lucas Graham.
First pitch here, down and out, ball 1. Bases are loaded. Gilming at third, Horn at second, and Ty Vespi at first. 3 straight base runners to reach base. Called a strike upstairs. Fastball is just able to hit the outside corner as the count evens 1-1. Lined center field. Polite coming underneath of it as a runner will tag up at third. Polite thought that Horn was going to try and tag up, go to third. He did not. Decided to stay on second. So that'll be an RBI sac fly from Lucas Graham. Yes. It is a leadoff walk of Gilming, able to come across and touch home plate safely. Cuts this lead back to 1. First pitch here, another swing and miss. No balls and a strike. Elijah Palmer so far 1 for 1. He singled in a center field back in inning number 1. End up getting stranded. Downstairs. Nearly a good read there from Horn. Instead he stays put at second as Miller was able to block it up perfectly and keep it there in front of him. A ball and a strike. Dancing lead over at second. 1-1's fouled straight back. As we're down to the last strike here. 1 and 2 to Palmer. Chambers on deck, followed by Cush, Tucker, and Parker. Horn, the runner on second. Fires in, misses downstairs from Tucker. As for the battle of the Tuckers, Tucker the man on the mound for the Corndogs, and there's a Tucker set as a DH for the Turkeys. The man on the mound has beaten him once, sitting 0 for 1. Lined over the second, that's going to sit as a double play as that was a line out. Did not touch second base. Booker just came off the bag. Line out to Ragu, got the leadoff man. Had both men out dead in the water. But Booker was not able to hold on to the bag from the throw from Ragu. Wow. Yeah.
As our first baseman, number 27, Jalen Chambers.
That don't show any outs up there. I've got two showing here.
Lined down the first base side. That's going to be gloved down by Davis. He'll step on the bag himself and flip it back to the mound. That's going to end the threat in the third. Turkeys had bases loaded. Nobody out. They were able to push home one. But that's all she wrote. Top four we go. 3-2 in favor of the Corndogs. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 set to come up for the Corndogs. Coming back here, sitting top of the fourth inning, new man on the mound, that's Areola. Julian Areola from Old Dominion University, a right-handed pitcher. He'll be working from the middle of the rubber. Set to lead things off, that's going to be Pickard down in the 7 hole. First pitch down and out, ball 1. Partly cloudy conditions here at the couch. Started out in complete sun, as a sense of shade has started to take over part of the infield and right field. Fouled straight back. 1-1 the count. Is the scoreboard messing up? The 1-1 offering fouled straight back. Has a new man on the mound once again, Julian Ariola, looking to get punch out number 1. So far, there's been 5 strikeouts here from the Disco Turkey pitching staff. Pickard has not been a victim as of yet, though there's been 13 strikeouts last night, including the 5 tonight. 18 strikeouts in 2 afternoons. Inside just misses the heart of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes, I do believe. On deck's Miller. Getting the leadoff out is always important. The 2-2's in. Outside, full count, I do believe. As we'll have the first payoff pitch here for Ariola. Ariola working from the stretch. Fires it in. Popped up first base side. That's going to get up and out of play. Three balls and 2 strikes. Comes set with a closed stance. Ariola deals in. Swing and a miss. Sits them down. Strikeout number 1 on the payoff pitch. 6th strikeout of the afternoon from the Disco Turkey pitching staff. As we get a replay here on YouTube. This will bring up Miller. As for Miller, he's 0 for 1, striking out back in the 2nd inning. As for all 6 strikeouts, it consists between 4 batters as of now. 5 batters. Between Pillai, Wheeler, Booker, Pickard, and Miller. First offering here, up and in. Backing him off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Still right at 90 degrees here at the couch. 1 blowing 3 miles per hour to our left. It's just a bit northwest of where we sit. First pitch, the 0-1 that is grounded over to third. Gonna be a long throw from Horn. Able to get it in Chambers in plenty of time. Out number 1. Out number 2, that is. Apologies. I've noticed that. Down to the 9 hole for Davis. He doubled into the left center field gap back in the 3rd inning. That just went over the head of Hall, who has a redemption here. Not able to make the diving grab to his left. Had 2 chances here to retire Davis. Not able to do it either time as he's 2 for 2. Sitting here in the 4th inning. And so bring up Saramano. He's 0 for 0, though he has a walk in the 3rd inning. He ended up scoring on a pass ball during Polite's at bat. Hunter stays put, pitches downstairs, blocked up by Parker. Down the count 1-0 here to the 10-hole Saramano. Never good to walk the 9 or 10 hole, if you will. Depends on if you're using the extra hitter. As one of your most dangerous batters, generally sits there at the top of your lineup, and you can see so from McIntyre. That clipped his hands. Indeed not, says it hit the bat. Got a pitch to contact, if you know what I mean. Ends up being called a strike. Yes. Chambers holding on the runner. Upstairs called a ball. Yeah. The 2-1 upstairs. Now 3 balls and a strike. There are 2 outs in the 4th inning. Got the first 2 batters out. Pickard went down on a strikeout, and Miller ended up grounding out to Horn. Since then, a 2-out single from Davis puts us to where we're at now, to the 10-hole Ceramano. Fired in, popped up. That's going to go straight back. Down to the last strike here in inning number 4. Runner first, that's Davis. Going to stay put here. Takes off for second. The full count results in a walk off the payoff pitch. 2 outs. The 2-out walk will bring up top of the lineup up for McIntyre. Ceramano, the 10 holes, walked twice. End up scoring his last time on a pass ball during Polite's at bat, trying to avoid getting him back up here in the 4th. As for McIntyre, he's 0 for 2, although reaching on an error back in the 1st. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Yeah. Trying to find a way to escape the 4th. Runners first and second, 2 outs as that just misses the outside corner. One ball and a strike. Down and out, 2 balls and a strike now for Mariola. Started off the inning very strong with a strikeout and groundout. Since then, 2 base runners have come across and scored. Have come across the reach base, that is. Woo! 2-1. 2-1 up and out. Called a strike from the home plate umpire as they're down to the last strike here in inning number 4. Outside. Full count, that is, as the home plate umpire. Apologies here as we're having some technical difficulties with the scoreboard here at the couch. Could be the last pitch here of the 4th. 3-2. The payoff pitch upcoming. Firing home, batter take off, swing and a miss, sits him down. That'll end the threat here in the top half of inning number 4. 2 strikeouts in the 4th will send this to the home half. That'll be Kush, Tucker, and Parker. Coming back here as we get set to start the home half of inning number 4, Turkeys trying to find a way to push home at least one as they trail by one. And a man to do that would be Oliver Cush. Had a home run so far tonight as he's 1 for 1. Responsible for the one home run, so the one run that is so far tonight for the Turkeys. Count evens 1 apiece. Possibly pitch upstairs, called a strike. And just like that, Tucker working quickly. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the leadoff man of Cush. Swing and a miss, sits him down. A 4-pitch strikeout will start the things here in inning number 4. And this will bring up Tucker. This Go Turkeys' next game will be on Thursday, July 3rd. That will be down in Uwharrie against the Wampus Cats. Before coming here on the 4th against the Hungry Mothers, an Independence Day fireworks game will be here at the Couch. First pitch called a strike here to Tucker. Shot over the short. Able to make the grab as Booker. Out number 2. And 2 up, 2 down from Tucker will bring up Landon Parker. He's 0 for 1 so far, striking out back in the second. Had a leadoff home run from Cush in the second, followed by 3 straight outs. First pitch here downstairs. Trying to see if he went, checking the infield umpire. Says he did not. As we have a chance now to get something going here in the 4th. Needing a 2-out base runner. Happened back in inning number 1 from Elijah Palmer. That bounced about 3 feet in front of home plate. Now 2 balls, no strikes. Finally getting the banner back over the Novant Health there in the right center field gap. Took us about 3 innings to fix it. Two balls and a strike here to Parker. Attending in JIT. Downstairs 3-1. Has a chance for a 5-pitch walk. Following him will be Andrew Hall and Jacob Gilming. 3-1 line center field. popped up to Polite. He'll take a couple steps back to his right. Makes the grab a 3-up, 3-down inning. Well, in the 4th inning, Turkey still trailed by 1, 3-2 going. Top of the 5th, it'll be Ragu, Bidolet, and Palai. Coming back here, top of the 5th. Turkey's currently losing score of 3-2. Trying to hold it there with the man on the mound, that being of Ariola, coming in for a 2nd inning of work. Started out strong in the 4th, had a strikeout to boot, followed by a ground out to Horn, and a single to center field, led by a walk. Had a chance to do some damage in the top half, but Ariel found a way to get out of it. Won't start. Here's Ragu's singles in the left field. A leadoff single will bring up Bidolet. As for Ariola, that's his 2nd base hit given up. And this will bring up Bidolet. He's currently 1 for 1 with a walk, has 2 RBIs, 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 3rd. Fake steal as that catches the outside corner. 0-1 from Ariola. Infield still the same. Horn, Hall, Graham, and Chambers going left to right on the infield. Palmer, Vespi, and Cush is your outfield pair. Going on first, that's Ragu after a leadoff single. Ragu takes off for a second. That's chopped Back up to the mound for Ariel. He'll underhand flip it to Chambers. Out number 1. A very quick out there will bring up Palai. That'll move the runner up to second, that being Ragu. Palai now at the dish. He'll be followed by Wheeler and Booker. Still sitting right there at 90 degrees here at the couch. Runner takes off for third. That goes inside, clips him. First pitch hit by pitch will bring up Wheeler. And put runners on first and second. Holding on the runners, Graham over at second. A big hold between runners take off, pitches upstairs. Not able to hold it on cleanly was Parker. A double steal executed perfectly. Puts runners on second and third now with only 1 out. Infield decides to play in. Second baseman Graham out in the outfield grass, slowly starting to make his way in. One out here was a ground out back to Ariel on the mound. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Apologies. Ball 2. After the double steal. The 2-0 pop straight back's going to get out of play. 2 balls and a strike. Just you in here again? Okay. That's what I have, yeah. Sounds good to me. 2 balls and a strike. Infield decides to play in here. A 1-run ball game. Turkeys are losing as that's up and out. 3-1 they count. Luck here's not the worst thing that happened as it will set up a double play and give a chance for the Turkeys to get out of this inning. Only throwing 1 more pitch. Polite the runner on second. Ragu the runner on third. From the stretch workings Arnold. Fires at home, upstairs, ball 4. That will load the bases for Booker. Back-to-back free bases from the Turkeys. Wheeler walked, Polite hit by pitch. I am. I can count the hits if I need to. Okay. Up and in, nearly clipped him. We do not need that here. As any free bases here will bring home a run. That being Ragu leading things off with a single on the left. And he currently stands on third base while 2 runners following him. Outside ball 2. All the fans here at the couch are underneath the shade. Don't blame them at all here. 90 degrees outside. 92 it says on the on-screen weather. Swing and a miss. Possibly foul tipped regardless. It was caught up by Parker. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-1 that is. Apologies. Once again, the on-field scoreboard has gone out, as you can see here on YouTube. Unsure of what happened there, but some technical difficulties nonetheless. As that goes up and in, 3-1. The last walk to Wheeler. Not a terrible idea once again to load the bases as the corner infield is playing out. But here's a chance to do some damage. Huge hitters count, nowhere to put them. The 3-1 in, upstairs, ball 4, and that will bring in Ragu. Third straight batter to reach first base safely. And all three coming by either a walk or hit by a pitch. This will bring out A.J. Lewis, the pitching coach, out to talk things over with Arnold. And his night might be done indeed so, calling to the bullpen. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back here to continue the 5th inning. Continuing the top of the 5th here at the couch. It's going to be Pickard. He's currently setting 0 for 2. He's lined out and struck out thus far. First pitch misses downstairs, ball 1. New man on the mound, that's Beck. I'll try and get you more information about him as soon as possible. Line down the third base side, that's going to get into left field, that's going to score 1. Scoring's Ragu. Paulai will hold up at third as bases will remain loaded after the RBI single to Palmer in left. Four straight base runners to touch first base safely will bring up Miller. As for Miller, he's 0 for 2 as well. Up and in, ball 1. He struck out in the second and grounded out to third, back in the fourth. Back in last night's game, at the same point in time, we were sitting in the top of the 9th inning. Chop down the third base side. Gonna take it home. Got a lead runner, trying to get a double play at first. Is it in time? No. Horn went to Parker, but Parker was not able to get Miller out at first. Bases will remain loaded. Fortunately enough for the Turkeys, no runs come across the score. Double play there would have been huge. As we have our scoreboard back here at the couch. Downstairs called a downstairs ball to Davis. Down and out. 2 balls, no strikes. Bases still remain loaded here for Davis. Catches the inside corner slider, got him. As for Davis, he thought that was about a baseball and a half worth inside. But the slider worked it back. 2 balls and a strike, says the home plate umpire. Firing it in. Downstairs 3-1. Nowhere to put him besides bringing him home. Downstairs ball 4. There's been 2 runs to score. That should be it. Yes, top of the 5th. I'll work on that. Just catches the outside corner. Apologies here for the delay as we're once again trying to fix the technical difficulties up on the scoreboard. As for Saramano, he's 0 for 0. He's walked twice. Ended up scoring in the third. Swing and a miss. Two and 0, I believe, the count. 0-2, that is. Swing and a miss. Sits him down, and that will retire the inning. 9 batters come up, 3 runs come across on 2 hits, no errors. That's how the 5th inning will come to a close. Bottom 5 we go. 6-2 in favor of the Corndogs. down by 4 here in the 5th. Andrew Hall trying to get something started. Takes a hard cut there, 0-1. And the plate, that's Andrew Hall. So far, he sets 0 for 1. Foul tip straight down. Got a piece of Miller. Seems to be in a little bit of distress, but appears to be doing okay. As we're down to the last strike here against Hall. Second time through the batting lineup here for the Turkeys in the 5th inning. Negating a 3 up, 3 down. We will start through the 3rd time through the lineup. I'll try and get you here and see if Tucker's still on the mound for the Corndogs. The 0-2 upcoming. Misses inside 1-2. Indeed so, Tucker still on the mound. Downstairs, full count here. The start the 5th. Needing any way to find some motivation and incentives to get something going. Chop down the third base side. We'll redo the full count as we'll re-wait for another payoff pitch. The pitcher, Andrew Hall, popped to medium deep center field. Unfortunately, right to Pillai for out number 1. This will bring up Jacob Gilming. Once again, still only one time through the batting lineup. He ended up walking in the 3rd. Ended up scoring on the RBI sac fly from Graham. Had bases loaded, nobody out. Unfortunately, only able to plate home 1. Grounded to Booker at short. Takes the 1-hopper, fires it over to Davis. In time for out number 2. This will bring up the 10-hole Peyton Horn if he manages to get on base safely. We're going to see the top of the lineup once again here in the 5th. Chop down the third base side. That goes foul. Would have been a tough play from Wheeler. A long throw, but he's made it once already tonight. This afternoon, if you will say. Chopped right back to the man on the mound, Tucker. He'll underhand flip it to Davis. Second time he's done that here tonight. 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. Top 6 will go. Turkeys trail 6-2. coming back here to the couch, as you've seen on screen, the next home game is here on July 4th, in an Independence Day game between the Disco Turkeys and the Merry and Hungry Mothers. There will be post-game fireworks alongside food vendors, your regular old concession stands here at the couch. And parking is free until the first pitch. Swinging and a miss there, 2-1 to the leadoff man of the inning. That being McIntyre, the leadoff man. As for the Corndogs, they're on their 4th time through the lineup. Here in the 6th. Outside, 3-1. A lot of pitches thrown here for the Turkeys tonight. Unfortunately, don't have a total number, as that's popped up right field, coming underneath of its cush, taking about 5 steps dead away in front of them, able to make the grab out 1. And this brings up Ragu. So far tonight, he's 1 for 2. He popped out and foul ground to the first baseman of Chambers in the first, reached on a walk in the third, and then singled in the 5th. He started things off in the 5th inning with a single in the left field, one of the 3 runs that ended up coming across the score. Downstairs, ball 1. Man on deck waiting is Boudalette. Auto strike downstairs. Count evens 1-1. Just got a notification here that rain has a chance to start within 15 minutes here in Winston-Salem. 2-1. That misses downstairs in the turf. 3 balls and a strike. Syracuse have come back before, and 4 runs definitely is not enough to feel comfortable with. Downstairs, ball 4. 5-pitch walk. A little quick timeout here with the batter and coach. That being of Ragu. Ragu now up to the dish, followed by Boulette, Polite, and Wheeler. As for Ragu, apologies here, he was the last man up. As for Boulette, he grounded out for the first out in the 5th. We're trying to walk and singled in the 1st. First pitch here misses the heart of the plate, 1 out. Breaking pitch catches the inside corner, works it back here, 1-1. Still a decent sized crowd here at the couch. Hopefully see a lot of familiar faces here in the 4th, as that's lined over the head of Hall at short. Able to pick it up, Zvespi. Throw comes into 3rd. Horn's tag is just a tad late, as Ragu is able to go first to 3rd. Vespi was able to cut the ball off in the left center field gap. Had a chance to nail him out at 3rd. The throw was just a tad late. Polite so far tonight was hit by a pitch back in the 5th inning. Strikeout in the 3rd and strikeout in the 1st. Just missing the outside corner, 1-0 the count. Turkey's on a winning streak. coming in tonight of 4 games. Twice against Hungry Mothers. Once again, a 3-game winning streak, that is. Against the Marion Hungry Mothers and the Aria Wampus Cats. They ended up tying the Wampus Cats back on June 21st. Prior to that, the Turkeys were on another 2-game winning streak. Both of those against the Marion Hungry Mothers on a doubleheader, which helped them come from below a 500 season to a 10-8 record, alongside 1 tie. Turkeys looking to get their 11th win of the season here tonight. A come-from-behind fashion as the 3-0 misses outside. A 4-pitch walk will load the bases now and bring up Wheeler. Wheeler's 0 for 1, though, has been walked twice. Walk here would score 1. More than likely, a ball in play would score 1. First pitch here, right down the heart of the plate, called a strike, 0-1. Beck, the third pitcher here for the Turkeys tonight, following Yokley, Ariola, and Beck. The 0-1 downstairs, blocked up by Parker, able to keep it in front of him. 1-1. And on deck waiting's Booker. Swing and miss. Able to get ahead in the count here, 1-2. Looking for out number 2 of the inning. And trying to find a way to get out of this jam in inning number 6. It's starting to become a long game here at the couch. 2 hours and 13 minutes. Closing on 2 hours and 14 since I've started the stream with a 15-minute pregame. We're looking at a 2-hour game. That's lined into left field. That's going to bring home 1. Runners will only go up 90 feet. As Ragu will come across and score on the RBI single from Wheeler.
Now batting the shortstop, number 23, Dante Loder.
7-2 is your score here in the 6th. First pitch here, grounded down the third base line. That's going to go foul. A long strike there if that stayed fair. That had a chance to score 2. Still a huge chance here to do some damage. Only 1 out for Booker. He says over 2 Ks and a walk. The 0-1 swing and a miss. He was looking for the trees. Instead finds air as he gets down to his last strike. Picks comes set on the mound. Polite, and Wheeler are your runners on the base path. Outside ball 1. Corner infield playing deep, looking for a double play here. Horn holding on the runner at third, just slightly, as that's fouled straight back. Count remains 1-2. Chambers playing even with the first base bag, about 1 step to the left of Wheeler. Downstairs, that gets away from Parker. The runners will stay put. Two balls, 2 strikes now from Beck. For those familiar with the area, a decent rainstorm is coming around where Haynes Mall's at. There were 40 and 421 splits at. Has yet to hit Peters Creek Parkway. Called a strike. Did not like the call. There was Booker. That's his third strikeout of the night. This brings up two outs here in the sixth for Pickhart. He's put the ball in place twice, reached base safely once, with an RBI single in the fifth. Struck out in the fourth and lined out in inning number 2. Another long inning here for the Turkeys defensively. First pitch misses outside. They'll still stay put here once again. 2 wild pitches here from Beck. Luckily for him, this brick wall behind home plate has helped to bounce the ball back out close to home plate, leaving Billette at third. One ball, no strikes here. 7th batter of the inning. Right down hard of the plate from a slider. Count evens 1-1. Needing to get something going and get some momentum heading into the home half of the 6th. A strikeout, a large out, a diving catch. We need something. Putting the body on the line, the 1-1. Just misses the outside corner. 2 balls on a strike. Pickard at the plate. Miller, Davis, and Saramino, that is. There's the rest of this batting lineup before we go back up to the top. Once again, chop straight back. Count evens, and we're down to the last strike here in the top of the 6th. Two's on the scoreboard. Bases are loaded. Down for the 7th batter of the inning. Pickard at the plate in a jam here as Beck's trying to work out of it. The 2-2 clips him. You could see it off of his hand. It came away from him. And just like that, that will bring home another run. That's it's 8-2 here in the 6th. AJ Lewis, the pitching coach, making his way out to the mound, so we'll take a quick break here. 8-2, top of the 6th. Coming back here, 8th batter hit by pitch. Runs up and in. Just like a carousel up on the infield. Batters are just running around. Yep. And that's going to do it for Beck. We'll take another quick break here on Disco Turkey YouTube. 9-2. Corndogs lead. Coming back here in the 6th. 9th batter of the inning set to come up. It's Charlie Davis, the first baseman. Luckily for the Turkeys, new man on the mound. Although he's in a bit of a predicament here. Bases loaded for 2 outs. First pitch here, upstairs, ball 1. In a weird sense of things, the Turkeys are 3 runs from being run ruled. That catches the outside corner, brings it back 1-1. Turkeys lost 5-0 back in their opener against the Corndogs, that coming on June 7th. That was in Monksville, North Carolina at Rich Park, home of Mando Field. Caught the outside corner, did not like it, was Davis. As for Davis, he's doubled down the left center field, eventually ended up scoring, singling himself in center, and has yet to get out. 1-2. Outside corner, called strike 3, and that's how the 6th inning comes to a close. Bottom 6 we go. Turkey is needing a handful of runs. 7 runs, that is. Going bottom 6. Coming back here, top of the 6th. Ty Vespi out for his 3rd at bat of the night. No balls on a strike. The pitch here from Tucker misses outside, ball 1. Man on deck, that's Lucas Graham and Elijah Palmer. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Only 3 strikeouts from Tucker so far tonight. This is 1-2, swung and a missed. Second strikeout of the night against Vespi. For a leadoff out, we'll bring up Lucas Graham. As for Graham, he's grounded out back to Tucker alongside an RBI sac fly in the center. So he sits 0 for 2, although with an RBI. First pitch here misses outside on the lefty. Fastball down the heart of the plate, called a strike, 1-1. Looks like we're just on the verge of getting a short rain storm. Downstairs goes off the chest protector of Miller. Ahead in the count here, 2-1. Says 70% chance of rain for our current location here at David F. Couch Ballpark. As it off-speed catches the outside corner, 2-2. So far, 2 straight innings of 3 up, 3 down work here from Tucker. Check, swing, goes foul. We'll redo the 2-2. As Graham stays in the box. Man on deck, Elijah Palmer. As for Palmer, he's 1 for 2 so far, singling in the center, 1 of 3 disco turkey hits. Just missing inside, full count. There's been 10 walks from the disco turkey pitching staff. So far, only 2 from Tucker. Play there, just able to be picked up by Booker. Fires it over to Davis. Although it got a piece of Tucker's glove, did not matter. Second out of the inning comes from a ground out to Booker. Seven groundouts from Tucker and the rest of the Corndogs defense. First pitch misses inside, ball 1 to Palmer. Upstairs, ball 1. Downstairs, Tucker's yet to find a strike zone here against Elijah Palmer. A huge hitter's count here is a 3-0. Runs inside, a 4-pitch walk. Not something we've seen a lot of here from Tucker. Third walk from Tucker. His prior 2 came back in the 3rd inning to Gilming and Horn. As for the Turkeys, they were able to push home 1 run in the 3rd inning. They had bases loaded. Nobody out. Downstairs, it gets away from Miller. Racing up to second's Palmer. Runner now in scoring possession, 180 feet away. Although, unfortunately, there's been 2 outs. Chambers at the plate, ahead in the count 1-0. The first baseman, he's grounded out to first twice so far tonight. Swing and a miss there, 1-1. Palmer, the runner on second, not meaning too much here, down by 7. Although we can chip away at it one at a time. Catches the top half of the zone. 1-2 here against Chambers. Trying to find a way to put a ball in play. The 1-2. Tucker's pitch misses upstairs. As we'll see, 2's up here in the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As we played 2 hours and 20 minutes here into this one. As the clock struck 4:20. Swing and a miss. Leaves a runner stranded on second. That being Elijah Palmer. To the top of the 7th we go. Turkeys trailing by 7. It's 9-2. Coming back here, number 37 remains on the mound for the Turkeys. His second inning of work coming in out of relief in the last half. New man on the mound for the Corndogs down in the bullpen. We'll see if he starts here in the 7th. Foul tip straight down off his leg as the count evens 1-1 here against some Ceramino. As for Ceramino, this is his 4th at bat. The last batter to go through the lineup. He's walked in the 3rd, walked in the 4th, struck out in the 5th. As the Turkeys trail by 7. Outside, 2-1. Only 2 innings that the Corndogs haven't scored, and that's been the 2nd and 4th. Besides that, 1 run in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th, and 6th inning. Lined into left field. That's going to drop down for extra bases. Palmer trying to work it in quickly, firing it in. Hits his cutoff man of Hall, diving into second for a leadoff double. This brings up top of the lineup up for McIntyre. Another good chance here for the Corndogs to add even more.
Pound its way into the broadcast booth.
He's over here now.
Where's he at? Down over there. Okay. Let that go up a little bit.
Sounds good enough to me. Down to the last strike here to the leadoff man, McIntyre. Apologies here as there's a wasp that got in here and I got scared. 1-2 here to McIntyre. Runner on second, that's Saramino after a leadoff double. Now it's time up. Time for the leadoff man of the inning. As the Disco Turkeys have him played to pull into left field. Although he's put 2 balls into right. A fly out to right and a pop out to right. So for tonight, although he has hit 1 down into the left field side, that was a leadoff error. That little collision between Horn and Hall that put him down for a matter of minutes. Inside nearly gets the back foot. Full count here, nobody out to McIntyre. 9 runs on 8 hits. For the Corndogs, 2 runs on 3 hits for the Disco Turkeys. The payoff pitch. Lined into right field. That gets past Chambers. Into right field it goes. Running around third, Saramino will draw no throw. It's 10-2. An 8-run lead here for the Corndogs. And there will still be a runner on base here for Ragu.
At bat, second baseman, number 22, Mike Rago.
Decent sized lead over at first for McIntyre. Back-to-back base runners have reached safely. Runner takes off. McIntyre able to take second base easy as it got away from Parker. One out to count here. Second stolen base of the night from McIntyre. The only one to do it. And that's from either squad. Get me over breaking pitch, catches the outside corner. Count evens 1-1. 92 degrees here at the couch. Gonna take a refresh here of the weather, see what's going on here. Back behind us as it's clear skies as flied right center field. Vespi underneath of it makes the grab. McIntyre's gonna test the arm. Throw into third, goes up the line. Runner on third, 1 out for Boudelet. Once again, we're here through the 5th time through the lineup. And we're batting 10. 40 plus at bats already. Swung and a missed. 0-1 to the 3-hole of Boudelet. Singled in the center back in the 6th. Grounded out in the 5th. Had a walk in the 3rd and singled in the 1st. 1, 2. 2 for 3 with a walk so far. Run on third, that's McIntyre looking to be the 11th run of the afternoon. The 0-2 grounded right back up the middle. That's going to score him easily. 11-2 after the RBI single from Boudelet. One run away from being in danger of being run ruled. Small lead over at first by Boudelette. Runs inside, hits him. A 1-out hit by pitch puts runners on first and second. As Belay struck out in his first 2 at-bats. Since then, he's been hit by pitch twice and walked once. And we will continue even further here into the 7th. Still only 1 out. Dating back to the start of the inning, a double by Saramino. Led things off to McIntyre. Ragu ended up flying it to center, followed by Boudelette. RBI single to center. Boudelette had an RBI single to center, followed by a hit by pitch, and that's where we stand. Runners first and second. Pelay on first, Boudelette on second. 1-1 the count here after that caught the inside corner. Trying to find any way here to get the next 2 outs peacefully. Fly down the right field side. That's going to get out of play. Falls behind now in the count 1-2. A long game here. 2.5 hours of gameplay. 2 hours and 45 minutes here into the stream. One, two, clips him. Leaned over the plate. And the home plate umpire indeed said so. He'll have to come back into the box. Now, if that was a strike, that should have been strike 3.
Strike or what? He said he leaned into it.
If he leans into it and it was going to be a strike, it should be strike 3. But I guess it's a ball because he's still there. And just like I was talking about, the coach coming out for the Disco Turkeys, if he leaned over it, should have been strike 3. I guess not. 2-2. Still down to the last strike here against Wheeler. The 2-2 clips his helmet. 2 straight hit by pitches there. On technically back-to-back pitches, if you will, with a little smack back to the home plate umpire. Three straight batters to reach base safely. Boudelette with an RBI single, followed by 2 hit by pitches. Loads the bases now with 1 out for Booker. As for Booker, good place here for the Turkeys. 0 for 3 with a walk, 3 strikeouts. But a ball in play here has a chance to be the 10th run difference. Outside ball 1. One out upstairs. Parker just able to snag it, reaching way above his head. 11 runs on 10 hits. And 1 error for the Disco Turkeys gives the Corndogs an 11-2 lead. Shot fouled. A hard shot there. Bounces all the way back into play. 2-1. The Disco Turkeys' next game will be... Apologies here. That's going to be on July 3rd against the UR Wampus Cats down in Albemarle. Next home game will be right after that on July 4th. An Independence Day fireworks game against the Marion Hungry Mothers. And on the 5th, we'll have a doubleheader here at the couch against the Wampus Cats. Pitch downstairs, 3-1. Nowhere to put him, and this run is important. The 3-1. Was he able to hold a swing? He was not. Full count, 1 out. Big pitch upcoming as we have a payoff pitch. The man on deck has 2 RBIs to his name. 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and has a chance to get more here in inning number 7. The payoff pitch. Line into left field. That's going to bring home 1. Coming across third, going to be a plate. The plate cuts off from the third baseman of Horn, and 2 runs come across, making it 13-2 in favor of the Corndogs. Poulet and Poli, the 2 that came across the score. Pickard now at the plate. Batter number 8 of the inning. Fouled straight back, 0-1. The quickest inning for the Turkeys came back in the second. A 3-down inning from Yoakley. Had 2 strikeouts and a lineup to left. Besides that, the pitching has been rough tonight for the Turkeys. Giving up 11 hits, 10 walks, and 5 hit by pitches. Yes. I think so. Down and in, gets away from Parker. Runners will advance 90 feet. That's 90 feet away from being the 14th run for the Corndogs. Once again, 5 hit by pitches, 10 walks for 15 free bases, including the 11 hits. So 26 base runners for the Corndogs. Catches the inside corner, 2-2. Down to the last strike here against Pickard. Closing on a 3-hour-long broadcast here at the couch. 2-2's upstairs, full count. There's an empty base to put him. Would set up a double play. As a payoff pitch here, swung on a miss. That sits him down. And an ugly swing there, but unfortunately 4 runs have come across here in the 7th for out number 2. Coach coming out here for the Turkeys. It looks like his night might be done. So we'll take a quick break here and continue going top of the 7th, 13-2 in favor of the Corndogs. Corn takes over on the mound here in the top of the 7th, needing 1 out to take us to the home half, and the Turkeys will need to score 2 in order to avoid a 10-run rule. Popped up, right field side, Kush coming in underneath of it, taking 2 steps in to his left, 1 step to his right, and that will do it. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Turkey is trailing 13-2.
The Corndogs, 4 runs. 4 hits, no errors. 2 left on base.
Only 2 batters did not get their best at bat. Only 2 batters did not get their best at bat. So 48 batters faced. That's a lot. Because not just that we're in the 7th inning. Or what inning are we in? Bottom 7th.
Maestro Boogie is going to lead us in that.
So the most you should or at least will face would be 21. There's double my over. So averaging 6 batters. Over 6 batters. In the 2nd inning, it was 3-3. I don't know why you would, but mostly pitch count.
Leading out your Disco Turkeys. Right fielder number 9, Oliver Bush.
Coming here, bottom of the 7th, Turkeys needing at least 2 in order to keep on playing and push us over to the 8th. New man on the mound, that's going to be number 29. Of Cook. Foul straight back, 1-1. Tucker's been very solid here through his 6 innings of work. 2 3-up, 3-down innings. 3 innings that have seen 4 runs, or 4 batters that is. Popped up deep center field, but Police underneath of it, able to make the grab for out number 1. The man at the plate there, that was Oliver Kush, that was. Here comes Paxton Tucker to the dish. He's 0 for 2 so far, grounded out to third, and popped up to the shortstop of Booker. Only 2 batters for the Corndogs have not received their 5th at bat. As for the Turkeys, they're still trying to complete through their 3rd time through the lineup, and there's a chance that may not happen. Lined over right at the second baseman. He had to take 2 or 3 steps back behind him. Breaks his bat in disgust. Was Tucker. Down to the last out here for Landon Barker. foul tip straight back here is Tucker. Parker, that is. Apologies. Down on the count, 0-1 to Cook. Count evens 1-1 here. About 40 seconds, so hit 3 hours on the stream as we're down to the last strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And as for Parker, he needs something in order to keep this Turkeys game going as they trail by 11. The 1-2 up and out, count evens 2-2. Trying to live on the 2-2 line, and the third base caught by Wheeler. A hard shot there ends it. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. Final score 13-2 in favor of the Corndogs. Next home game will be back here at the Couch on July 4th against the Marion Hungry Mothers, a 6:30 p.m. first pitch. There will be fireworks post-game and free parking until first pitch. Once again, final score here, 13-2 in favor of the Corndogs.
And Grandpa